Hello, new day later. Something I've done it, cleaning up. Cleaned all this, a little bit there. They was all gunked up and disgusting. So I had a little pick and some alcohol, sprayed it, cleaned it. There's so much dirt and grime. That looks a lot better. So if I have the little wrench trick, so 2 wrenches here, then a vise in the middle. I do have it timed. See the notch matches there, pretty much. I loosened the tensioner here. Spring tensioner is still on there. Loosen these guys up with the impact, the 14mm. Starting to get undone. Now that I have those loose, I'm gonna take the spring out and then pop it off. Holy crap, the engine is moving. There you go. Alright, tensioner's undone. Put that on the side. This baby should be a lot looser. Now the belts should just pretty much slip off. And I'm gonna do these all the way. Put the exhaust on that side, put the intake on that side, so I just don't mix them up. But that's how it's looking right now. Cam seals don't seem terrible, but we have new ones. I will replace them. It does look a little greasy down there. Next is all these 10 mils. Getting this plate out. We're gonna delete both of these pulleys. Delete. Well, he's behind that plate, all grimy and greasy. And if you look under there, like a little puddle of oil. So good thing we're gonna be messing with that today. I already got the idler pulleys out. Now we have good room to be touching that water pump. Pretty sure it's only 4 14mm bolts. But when you take these bolts off, get ready for coolant to come out. Because no matter how much you drain it and stuff, there's always gonna be coolant in there. So make sure you have a tray underneath. There's this little pin that one of here. Luckily in my case it popped off. And then this, usually it's a pain in the ass to get off. But in my case, I got lucky and it just pops off. God bless. There's a seal here. Here's this guy. Get these little picks from Harbor Freight for like $1 or $1.50, whatever they go for. And this thing, just shove it in like that. It'll slowly start to pry off. What'll help is if you have 2 picks. One is out. I was able to tell which one goes with. Matching the part numbers. I got my kit from eBay. If you look in the bottom, there's a 48 and something else. Well, my new one, same thing. This one also has a 48, also a 34, which matches that one. It should be fine. Boop. I'll trick I'm gonna try to do is when I put it in, I'm gonna put that one over top of it to try to pop it in. I'll show you. You can see this one started to pop off too. Just put this in there and just pry it off. It starts to come out. They seem to both be the same size. Unfortunately, I thought they'll both be different. If you compare them, they're both the same. 48, 48, 34, and 34. So it's the same part number. And I'm going off of that because if you look at these two, same thing here. 48, 34. This one also for the exhaust side, 48 and 34 there. So same part number on both sides. You also do the same thing down here. Though we took off these seals, you want to take it off here too. I often hear don't silicone a seal like this, but I'm gonna do something a little weird for myself. The edges on here, I am gonna silicone a little bit, and then the center, where this little ring is that compresses, I will be greasing that. I'm gonna grab the seals and I'm gonna grease the inside. I have some grease on my finger. Now I'm gonna spread it all inside of here so that it can slip on easily, and hopefully this lube, this grease, can just help it last a little longer. I'm gonna add a little bit of that Honda bond that's left on the outer edge. That's greased up, and I'm gonna grease the other one. Here's the other guy, and now this baby's all greased up in there, so it's gonna be nice and slippery, so it should just slip right in. So this thing's all screwed, my Honda bond. So I have this little piece. There's the middle of it, because there's still some left in there. So I'll make the most of it and use what I could. We don't want to use good on Honda bond. This stuff is great. So if you squeeze it, look at that. Got a little bit left over in there. So I'm going to rub it all around here. It's going to get all over my fingers, but it's okay. I don't mind having some Honda Bond all over me. I'm not going too crazy, but I put a little dab and as long as I can get it all the way around, that's good. Now you just put that in. Slip it in there. I'm gonna use one of the old seal to tap it into place. I have the old seal, I put it back in. I have a little extension. Now we just hit it all the way around. It's just like very flushed in there. But something I did do to help me too, I did loosen the caps. The goal here is get it nice and even. One is in. Now I gotta do the other side. The silicone looks great. I think that's just a great little piece of insurance. And the metal is greased, so it should be nice and smooth on there. Very happy with that. Now I gotta do the same thing down here. New seal is on, I siliconed it, and I trust that to now leak. The Honda bond is already dry, and man, it's so hard. Pretty robust. I think I'm happy I used this. This shouldn't leak. Honda bond is great. Next is getting out 5 14mm bolts. So as you can see, two there, and then this guy for the alternator. This thing should pry off. I'd say put some, like a paper towel down here or something, because I know water coolant's in there, so it's gonna drip down. I'm gonna leave this connected, because I'm just gonna drop the entire piece all at once. So the bolt down there are not 14mm. I guess it might be a 12. Luckily for me, I don't have a 12. Yeah, it's a 12. Everything's in the way. Alternator brackets in the way. It's hitting the power steering pump. One thing confirmed, if you're scared of your water pump getting stolen, you don't have to worry about that. Because you have to go through hell to steal this thing. I think it's a 12. Oh my goodness, that's tight. Did this bolt on the alternator, this seems to have gotten more looser. Holy smokes, it's still okay. There you go. There's the coolant. This whole thing comes out like a weird ass snake. While I'm here, I'm gonna clean up what I could, because that looks disgusting. Oh, here you go. It's not perfect, but that'll do the job. Number RTV, the gasket itself. I don't want this to have a leak. I don't ever want to be here again. This obviously sucks. The new gasket. There we go. That looks beautiful. Let's appreciate how pretty this engine looks right now. We're gonna get that new eBay water pump in. Here's what we get with our water pump gasket kit. Water pump itself, some pulleys, the springs, and some gaskets. I don't really trust these gaskets, so we're gonna obviously RTV it with the Honda bond. Get Honda bond its life. Here's the old water pump. We don't need it, so we're gonna do these bolts right here. I think they're 12. Bolt these 12. Remove your snake. Throw that old water pump in the trash. Oh, it's right. It's a 12. And we got a new gasket for that, so we don't need to ever worry about that. But we are gonna RTV it. Any gasket I got from eBay, you gotta put RTV on that. I'll RTV this itself around this like ring or lip. And I'll put them on the gasket, so on back and forth, and pop it on. That's what it's gonna look like. All right, RTV the gasket, water pump a little bit. This only goes in one way, and the RTV should hold it in place. Now I'm gonna pop this into place. In place, hopefully. Now you impact it with your 1/2-inch Milwaukee gun, and as much as you can. I'd say like 30 ugga duggas is good, and after 30 ugga duggas, it'll never ever leak. Oh boys, hopefully you guys understand that's a joke. Right, now you just tying the shit out of them. Where's the hand ratchet? These are 12. Can't go crazy on them. Gotta go happy tension, basically. Right, it's RTV'd. It was Honda Bond, so I trust it a lot. This is eBay. I got these for like really damn cheap. I trust mechanical stuff for eBay, like a water pump, stuff like that. But a sensor, hell no, eBay. Horrible for that. Sometimes an O2 sensor is okay from eBay, but not much else. But if you crank turns until basically it's so very tight, like right now I can barely give it much tension there. It's not a lug nut, but it's not a 10 mil. it'll basically stop at one point. Having a small ratchet helps. If you have a big breaker, boy, you'll probably destroy the threads or snap the bolt. New water pump is home. Remember to dispose your old water pump properly. And the trash with the oil pan. Next is this. So in here, there's like an O-ring gasket. All you gotta do is literally pull it off. Now we do the same thing here for this little water pump outlet piece. We're gonna put some good old Honda bond back and forth on here. These are a little tricky because they're kind of gonna be floating. Honda bond and try to get it in there. And I'm not gonna put the O-ring piece on. And dude, that thing is on there. It's actually pretty hard to take off. So we have this bad boy. The gasket has been Honda bond, so it is life-proof. It is bomb-proof. And now I just gotta get this baby on there. Honda bond acts like a glue, so it should hold this baby in place. Alrighty, now we hope to get this baby on right the first try. I'm gonna try to get the bottom bolt on first. Bottom bolt is in. What is going on here? Top one is, holy smoke, very crooked. Whew. This is what I'm dealing with. Oh, there you go. Whoa, it's not going in good, boys and girls. It's going crooked. Yeah, it's going crooked. It's not going in straight. Well, it was going in cross-threaded, but I hammered the water pump up. I moved the power steering more up, and then I was able to have more room to go straight at the bolt. And I got it to go on. So now that's awesome. If it's done in cross-thread, take it out, get it as straight as you can, and force that baby in there. Well, you know, slowly in and out until it properly goes in. The water pump is fully seated. Very happy to see that. Now it's time to put the cam gears on. If I remember correctly, the E was on the top, and there's a little indent on here, so I just line that up. At least it's not a 12 mil, it's a 14. Now this guy. Now I can put a new tensioner pulley on there. Something I've been doing along this whole build. I always clean all the hardware with like a little rag or something, a little bit. Just clean a little bit so it just looks nice and you don't get all your tools dirty. Nice little thing to do. Put that in here, hand thread it in by hand. We impacted on with 30 Ugga Duggas. It's also 14. I'm surprised, I thought I could get 12. After you do your 30 Ugga Duggas, you torque it, unless your bolt didn't snap. This guy you can fully put on now because it only stays in one place. It's just an idler pulley. That ain't going nowhere. Okay, next is we put this guy in by hand. This little pin. Well, you just line that hole with the pin. There you go. And now we just hand thread this baby on here. And then when we're done later, we give it 30 Ugga Duggas with the 1/2 inch Milwaukee. I guess we start putting on the new belt. Oh, wait, no. Next is we put this little spider gear thing on. So that guy goes like that. And then we put this little shim. This little tapered part should be pointing down. It won't go in, so you're screwed. When it doesn't go in, you just beat. Haha, I'm kidding. But it doesn't want to fit. Then you just adjust it. It has to be super perfect. And then when it slips in like that, you look at that beauty. Well, next thing I can do is probably put the spring in. Now put this piece. I transferred the rubber boot too. But this little pin right there. So you just put it on the pin. Grab your pliers and you gotta get it in this little slot. It might bite you, but you gotta fight back. Oh! This is beating my butt. There you go. I think it's easier if you make the hook go down. And also, the rubber boot, see that little hole? You want the hole facing the exhaust side because if you do it the other way around, this rubber piece is gonna wanna fall forward. That has a lot of tension. Holy smokes. Next is you're probably gonna wanna have this all the way forward. As little tension as you can because we gotta put that belt on. That is right now. I'm gonna move this forward. That's as forward as I can get it by hand. And now you tighten that. Now that's as loose as you can get it. Now I can try to get that belt on. Wherever that belt is, oh, here it is. The original belt was honestly fine. I think we have a new one. I guess might as well replace it. Put this baby here. That goes under the pulley. Man, it's not lining up. Alright, something definitely a little off. Put the belt in the bottom gear first, and then you put tension. You try to get it going on here, but it's not lining up at all. I see what's going on. So these are out of time a little bit. This one is going inwards a bit too much. This one's going, they're both like being cockeyed. They're both looking towards each other. They're supposed to look a little bit oppositely. It'll probably rotate it when we impacted it. We're gonna have to loosen this cool piece. It's off by a little bit, so we have to readjust it. A little bit more up, and this guy a little like that. And I put this guy here. Now that should be hopefully timed right. That lined up nicely. And this guy, oh yeah, we got it. So we should be in line there. Now we hope. Now I gotta get this on here. Holy smokes. It's out of line a little tiny bit. Oh, who screwed up, boys? You know what I forgot? I'm such a rookie for this. Never forget to put on this tray. Wow. If I didn't put it on, I'm gonna clean it. After that, something I forgot would be bad is tying these caps. I loosened these caps earlier to get the seals out. Now you gotta tighten them again. All those parts are gonna be on and done. All right, we got the little cover on, which is a couple 10mm bolts. And then I tighten the caps. Now it's time to get that damn belt on once and for all. Here's the belt. We put the bottom on first. Smooth side of the belt goes on that idler. And then when you lift up, that doesn't line up, right? So, that's fine. You want to be a funky monkey? Bet. So what we do is we just make it align. So this guy's good. Cannot exactly tell this is fully aligned yet. This side's way off. Unacceptable. Now this guy, we want him like that. That looks a little bit aligned. This guy's pretty well aligned. There you go. Alright, now we inspect that. So we have the belt on. That's pretty much aligned. That notch is matching. This notch is very close enough. And people always say you should have just about 19 tooths away. Little nipple, there should be 19 of them. Next thing we're doing, starting the front plastic covers. I organize them first to see how they go. Pretty simple. This bottom should go first, and then this guy should overlap the next one, and then that should be the last one going on. And this guy goes right there. Something you want to do, you want to put the crank pulley on and rotate it 2 times to make sure it is in time. I rotated this twice. That arrow matches that notch. These are pointing, the E and the I pointing up, and this notch matches that line. And this notch matches that line. Very good. Rotate this 2 times. Make sure it does line up and it's not skipping or anything. It does feel a little bit loose here, but that should be okay. Now I can get the covers on. Update, I just been putting it back together little by little. I just put the rear plastic pieces, just like 4 10mm bolts. After that, you put your pulley on. What I recommend is have a little quarter drive impact and try to impact a couple other duggers. Not too many because you can snap. I put the belt on and made some tension so you can tighten it that way. So if you don't have a little impact, or just put one belt on, put a little bit of tension on it, and you can tighten it by hand there. I put the bolt on for the power stem pump. And I'm about to bolt up the pulley one last time. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna impact it like if it's a lug nut. It's a 21mm bolt. So basically like a lug nut, and I know this impact very well. I know how to tie my lug nuts with it. Just gonna send it. Now I'm gonna tighten these guys up. Crank pulley's on. And it's looking good. I didn't put the top cover on yet because I am planning on painting the intake manifold. And I don't even want this little cover to get in my way when I'm doing that. But it's looking beautiful. What a pretty looking engine. Well, and here's how it's looking so far. Got all the covers on. Painted some of the pulleys black. I painted that big ass bolt black too. Because I know they'll rust in the future again, so it can last a little bit longer like that. Most of these stuff are painted black. Whatever was ugly, I painted it black. Intake manifold is now black too. So basically everything you do now is just reverse order. Just put it back piece by piece. And that's how it's looking so far.